earth signs, welcome. First half of November. Okay, we have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Before we get to any of this, reminder that up until day 7, there is a discount code in the description box for personal readings if someone is interested in that. And then the usual reminders. These are general readings, so unfortunately not every reading will have messages for everyone, so you can check your moon, rising, or Venus sign reading as well. They might have messages more directly suited to your current situation. And if you want any information on the decks or anything related to the reading or otherwise, you can check the description box. There's a lot of information there. There's also timestamps, so you can skip ahead to your specific reading if you don't want to watch the whole video. And I think those were all the general stuff. That was pretty quick and efficient. So let's get to readings. Let's start with Taurus. Let's see what is going on for Taurus for first half of November. And yes, something I didn't say in the intro. I'm using a different spread. It looks exactly the same, but it's a little bit different. But I will explain it as we go, okay? So Taurus, first half of November. Okay, we have a couple. I'm putting them in the same place here. This is the mental or internal, like ourselves, our inner experiences for this period of time. We have King of Fire, more court cards for relationships, and ooh, Tower for outer world, like physical world, job, not family, home life, routine, that kind of stuff. Why am I still shuffling? Well, okay. I guess I had to. General energy here, we have the moon, okay? So let's see. So let's just first get right into this, because this is like, we have a couple. It's the queen and king, and it's the same suit, so it's really like, okay, two possibilities. It's either you are very focused on a relationship. I'm really seeing it as a romantic relationship in this. So we do have the water, which is cups, which is emotions, okay? But it can also, take it as it resonates for you. It can also be a very close friendship. Doesn't need to be a male and a female. Just any two people. Like you have one specific relationship in mind that you are kind of focused on. And because we do have like they're the same suit, so I'm taking this as very harmonious energy. So there's not like any kind of there is always something, but like difference of opinions or anything, like there doesn't seem to be that kind of very distinct oppositions or differences. So very harmonious things right now. And yeah, the other side, like if you are not in a relationship or you don't have this kind of partnership energy with anybody right now, this can just be an indication that you are kind of feeling very whole in your own being. So like your different sides, like we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. So those sides of you are kind of in harmony for this. This can like I said, these are both emotion cards, but it could be your logic and your heart are kind of working together. That kind of like just harmony is what I'm getting. For relationships, we have the King of Fire, so King of Wands, which is very passionate, okay? This kind of goes right hand in hand with this relationship here. Like something is going really, really good. Like something is going, there's forward movement, there's expressions of these feelings, okay? It's not just like you're both kind of feeling the same thing, but you're really like expressing it and going for it, and it's good and it's warm and it's wholesome, you know, and passionate. So these two are looking very positive right now. For the outside world, your physical realm, existence, whatever you want to call it, we have the Tower, which can indicate, or usually does indicate, a sudden change. It does not need to be a very negative change. It can be also very, very positive. And this is an instance, again, like many readings that I've done for this period, I want to kind of clarify, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see what comes up here. Let's see the bottom card as well. But yeah, it like just some kind of change. It also has a lot to do with your perception and your attitude towards the change. So even if something is very like negative change, there's always something positive in it. So if you focus on the positive, it can be a very positive change. If you focus on the negative, the same event can be a very negative change. But some kind of disruption is happening in your physical thing. It could be something as drastic as losing your job, or losing your house, or your car breaking down, or something like moving very far, and that kind of it's like your foundation kind of shakes from this big change, that kind of life altering event that kind of makes you see, kind of reevaluate everything. Like this side, like this, there looks like this is going really well, like your personal relationships with someone. I'm taking, like, this is for relationships, not just love. I'm not taking it as love placement here, but because we do have this dynamic here, so I'm taking it really like linked to this. So this might be something very specific to like a couple of people there, but yeah. Let's see, we have the general energy for this first half of November is the moon. And it feels like to me, the moon can have various different interpretations, but in here it's like kind of unveiling things, and we are in Scorpio season, so things come up and we kind of realize things, either because something big happens that makes us kind of look back and like, okay, do I want to rebuild that structure, or do I take this and build something completely different instead? Do I want to go back to that, or do I want to try something else? So that kind of realization is happening. Or then it can just be something very, very subtle, and just something kind of clicks in your head like, ooh, I never saw that thing from that perspective. Now, that's a very interesting change, and that might actually have bigger repercussions in your life then. That is kind of what Scorpio season does to us, because it is the season of like shadow work, like going deep within ourselves and kind of figuring things out from inside out. Let's see what this deck says for Taurus. What do we have? Ancestors. Interesting. Okay. So, let me just think for a little bit. How am I going to verbalize this thought? I can take this card in a couple of ways, okay? It can mean that there is a need to connect with your roots, your ancestors. Kind of think of physically, biologically, where you come from, okay? But also maybe like with these big changes, whatever this is, remember that if it's, for example, moving to another country, which is a very big abrupt change, it doesn't mean that you are losing your roots. Okay, you can still connect to your roots even if you're in a different place altogether. And like we still have that kind of ancestor wisdom, that lineage, it's within us, it's not a place. And if this brings some confusion, or even if this, like even if it looks very good, it can be kind of scary sometimes. You know, we can look in this kind of the inner wisdom that comes through from here for guidance and help. This is also kind of links to spirit guide work and things like that. If you are interested in that, or if you do that, you know, that is like, you can connect with that kind of spirit guides if you have any questions during this time. Also because we are, you know, in Halloween season, and you know, there's the veil is thin, as we say, especially in the beginning of the month. There might be actual like messages coming, if you believe in that stuff. Okay, now I know that not everybody does, but if you do, you know, you can be more open in receiving that kind of wisdom that comes from your actual loved ones that have passed on and all that. So you can get some guidance from there as well, okay? All in all, it looks very good, Taurus. So like, no need to be worried or scared or anything, especially because you do have this significant relationship that is going really, really nicely. And even this relationship, like starting some big relationship, can feel like a very big moment that kind of takes over your whole other life as well. So yeah, but it doesn't look negative at all. Next up we have Virgo. Let's see what is going on for you. And again, yes, I'm using a little different spread here, or slightly different spread. It looks exactly the same, but I'm gonna explain it as we go. Emperor, awesome. That is super, okay? Super, super. No way. We have the Empress and the Emperor. Interesting. Bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck, we have the 4 and 5 of Swords. We really have a continuum here. Not a continuum. Progress, evolution, moving forward, taking steps to the right direction. So we have the mental, our inner world, relationships with other people, not necessarily love, but just in general relationship with other people, and our outside world, physical realm, work, house, car, those kind of things that are in your life, but not you exactly. And general energy, we have 5 of Fire. And now, about this, the 5 of Wands is traditionally a very kind of negative, it's like the card of chaos and conflict, but this is the good tarot, so this sees everything in a very positive light. Okay, so in this deck, this actually just means embracing your uniqueness, accepting that other people have also different opinions and ways of doing things, and that's okay. If you do not see eye to eye at all, then it's better not to, just kind of not get in each other's way and just doing things your way. And especially paired with the Four of Wands here, it's like being able to be in harmony with other people, even if you have other opinions on things. So either just kind of walking your own path without actually interacting much with other people. I'm not saying that like in general, but in a situation like at work, for example, just doing your own thing, but also like not getting in other people's way if they do something differently. And because we do have the Emperor and Empress here, it's really like you are embracing you, despite of, you know, what other people might say or think or do or whatever. For the mental side, we have the Emperor, which is like, to me, Emperor is like authority and that kind of just power. Not abusive power or like that kind of thing, but very like charisma and just something like it's an essence, okay? And for the mental, really like you are just sure of yourself and ready to take on whatever, because, you know, you're the Emperor. Doesn't matter what people throw at you, you know, you're not gonna sway, you're not gonna dodge, you're gonna just take on whatever. At least that is like your mindset, and that is wonderful. Of course, it's never good to be so stuck in your ways that you don't have that kind of progress and evaluation of things like, ooh, actually that is a better idea, I might want to change my opinion on something because I've been thinking like this. You know, it doesn't mean that that is the best way to do things. So a little bit of, now I had a word that I don't know how to pronounce, but allowing yourself to like be molded by things in a good way, not letting people's opinions affect you, but facts. I think that makes more sense. But all in all, it looks like absolutely fabulous energy for mental. And I keep saying mental, but I mean like our inner world, because my inner world is very logical and like in my mind, but of course feelings and everything is included in this sector. For relationship parts, then it looks a little more Ten of Swords. And again, because this is the good tarot, this is a positive, so this is like letting go of things that do not either matter or work anymore. Relationships that just not, it's not working for you, so you just kind of cut it out and you say bye-bye. A lot of other readings, there have been at least 2 that got the 10 of Wands here in this exact spot. So it's the same principle, just cutting out what does not, just it doesn't work in your life, it doesn't fit in your life, you need more space for good things to come in your life. So you're just kind of letting things go peacefully, not really resisting things that are going away. And like allowing things to happen, because sometimes we hold on to things that do not, they have no place in our lives anymore. It also goes with this, like I said, like this is embracing uniqueness, and if someone has another opinion, you know, okay, that's their opinion, we don't need to fight it. we have our opinion. It doesn't matter, like it doesn't necessarily mean that we are right and they're wrong, or they are right and we are wrong. It's just two opposing opinions. Let's leave it at that. Okay. So there might be some kind of some kind of I don't want to say confusion, but like just not getting along with people, or just kind of reevaluating your relationship with other people and if they really belong in your life right now or not. I feel like I'm saying that to all signs, but yeah. For the outer world, we have the Empress. So I'm really linking this, like your mental side, your inner world and your outer world are in sync. What you feel inside, you are taking that outside. You feel confident, you show it. You have an idea, you act on it. And especially like for work and that kind of things. You can also be really manifesting things very like, it's like really just flowing. Whatever is in your mind, it kind of just appears in your world. Nothing just appears, but I hope you get the idea that I'm trying to convey here. Also, there is like a harmony here, a balance, not harmony, balance. Because sometimes we feel very detached from our reality for whatever reason. We kind of disassociate, or just we are up in our heads or whatever, but it feels like everything is very balanced right now in that way. Relationship wise, just kind of seems like you are focusing on yourself and in your work, or just your life, not necessarily other people right now. The Weaver, oh, perfect. The Weaver here, this deck is called the Threads of Fate. So the Weaver is the one, all of us, we hold the threads of fate in our hands, as you can see in the picture. And we are the weavers. We are in control of which threads we work on, which we want to cut off, which ones we need to strengthen or we want to strengthen. Like, we are the weavers of our fate. Now, there might be opposing opinions there. Some of you might not feel like we are completely in control of our fates, and I'm not sure I see it like that either, but that is the message of this card. Okay, we need to also not just let things happen, but take control of our lives in that way. Not just go with the current because, oh, well, that's life. But if you want something, you go for it. If you don't want to feed a part of you, stop feeding it. Feed another part of you. Very interesting reading, Virgo. I do hope you have a good start of November. It looks very, very good. Finally, we have Capricorn. Let's see what is going on with you. First half of November. And again, I'm doing a different spread. It looks exactly the same as before, but I will explain it as we go along, okay? Capricorn. see. Okay, let's take that one and put these back. We have patience, which traditionally is called temperance. It is the Sagittarius card. We have Queen of Water, also a very patient card. Let's Magician and something else. Okay, we have two. Well, she wanted to come out a while ago. Interesting energy. Okay, let's see. Let's put these here. Let's see. Okay, so we have mental, our inner world, mental, emotional, all that. Just us and, you know, our inner world. Relationship with other people, not necessarily love, but just interpersonal relationships. And our outer world, work, money, home, that kind of physical reality. And general energy, we have the Eight of Cups, okay? High Priestess really also calling for me here. I'm usually taking this second card as something that happened before. Just looking at this, we have all water and majors. So there might have been some sort of a realization. You're kind of just going like, okay, my intuition, my gut feeling is telling me this, and like I gotta go for it. I gotta just trust this, even if I don't have all the facts. You know, this is, I'm trusting my instincts in this situation, whatever the situation was. Okay, so that's something that might have, that's kind of like the basis of the reading, that kind of background information. Overall energy for this period, we have the Eight of Cups. Moving on to new adventures. Eight of Cups, like if you have 8 cups, it's a very good. You have 8 fully functional cups. Why not just enjoy that? But we usually tend to kind of want to go for the 10 then. And even if life has been kind of good in the 8 energy, at some point we usually go like, no, but you know, I want to see if there's something better. And that might have been the realization, the instinct, the gut feeling that you have, like there is a possibility for you to go move forward in some way. You might not know what it is. You're kind of just embarking on just, you know what, it feels like something might happen, so let's take a chance. So there might be some uncertainty for these 2 weeks, but also in a very positive way too. Not like stress and nervousness and things, but like kind of waiting to see what happens. And that plays very well with this mental side, our inner world. Just really like just kind of seeing like, okay, let's see what happens. I'm not really, you know, you don't have many expectations to situations or people. You're just like taking things as they come and seeing where they go. Also getting kind of a detached feeling from this. So if things do happen, you don't necessarily like attach to them, like just kind of seeing the world go by and waiting for the 10 to roll around. I'm seeing like a roulette table or one of those things in a carnival that you throw balls at ducks or whatever, that just kind of rolls and you're just like waiting for that, the big prize, duck to come around so you can take a shot at that one and leave all the other insignificant things without much attention. Just kind of going like, well, that's an opportunity, but I don't really want that. And that sounds like fun, but not enough. Which is also good. Like, we shouldn't settle for things. But yeah, like very patient energy also. Usually this kind of thing is like, we get kind of impatient. Like, when is my turn? And I don't get that vibe here. Relationship-wise, we have the Queen of Water. So this might mean that you are dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. This card is also very mother energy to me. So it doesn't need to be a relationship with one, but like family or friends or just someone who is very kind of emotional, even to the point of it being a little awkward for you. Like they are just like all up in their emotions all the time, and that might not be exactly what you want to deal with, or you don't know how to deal with that. So someone like that might be very significant for you in this period. Also getting this, like if that for some reason, like if someone is so emotional and stuff and that bothers you, that might actually mean that you need to also tap into your own emotions, because there might be something that you are not like. Usually if something annoys us in another person, it can be a reflection of something that we are not dealing with in ourselves. Not always, but sometimes. So yes, can go different ways here. You take it as it resonates. For the physical side, for all our outer world, we have the Four of Cups, which is kind of a bored, blah, kind of a dull energy sometimes. And the Magician. Now what I'm getting from these, and it goes very well here too, Magician is all about manifestation, okay? And this seems like a warning to me in a way that you need to be careful how you manifest things. This is also about law of attraction and everything. If you kind of focus on like this dull energy, like I do not want that, like I don't want to be bored, I don't want to be lonely, I don't want to be just kind of mediocre, or I don't want to just settle, you might not find the 10 of Cups. You might not find that one thing that you're looking for, because you are manifesting more of these average things in your life instead of focusing on like what you do want. So when you're going for something that you might not have a specific one goal that you know that is where you want to go, like you find a job and you want to apply to that, like that's a different scenario. But like if you kind of want to manifest that kind of job, but you haven't found any ads or whatever, you need to focus on that. Like I want this, not I do not want this. Just focus on what you do want, and then you are attracting that kind of energy in your life instead of attracting the average, what you don't want. Otherwise you might, this kind of patient waiting around energy probably doesn't last that long if it takes and takes and takes and you just do not see that right duck, you will eventually lose your patience and then give up on it. You're not exactly possibly approaching it with the right mental energy. We have release. And just like I was just talking, I'm taking this also as release expectations also. Like you might have expectations of how things appear in your life. So you might be disregarding things that come from different sources because you're expecting it to come from that road. But there's a road on the other side that is, there's like someone just waving at you like, I'm right here. And you're like, no, I want it this way. That kind of expectations also really hinder our getting what we want, because it closes off a lot of viewpoints to a situation. And also release the kind of past experiences and any negativity that might be related to it. Like, again, thinking like, oh, I did this like that and that didn't work, so I do not want to do this. Instead of that, focus on, I want to do it this way, okay? Or I want to do this, not like I want to do it in a specific way, but I hope you get what I'm saying. Somehow it feels like I'm saying the opposites, but meaning the same thing. But yeah, it does look okay. I don't see anything like super negative. Just as long as you kind of catch your thoughts sometimes before they get to like that kind of mood. But we did have the Magician there, so manifestation could be really like really big thing, really easy for you right now, just as long as you really focus on what you want and not what you don't want. Okay? I hope you have a good first half of November anyway, Capricorn. And I will see you all soon in another video. Bye.